ahead.
All right, we will call the meeting to order. Jen, would you take roll call, please?
Commissioner Nelson,
Here.
Commissioner Erickson,
Here.
Commissioner Wagner,
Here.
Commissioner Abraham,
Here.
Mayor Lindsay.
Here. You have attached the minutes of September 30th. Are there any additions or corrections?
I make a motion to approve the minutes of September 30th.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Attached, you have the agenda for this evening. In that, are there any additions, corrections, or?
Mr. Mayor, noting our agenda and the resolutions that we have, and then we have some people appearing. I believe we have someone appearing under new business number 4. I would move that we amend the agenda and move that up to new business number 1. The old business 1, 2, and 3 are time-sensitive matters, so we'd have to do that number 1. So I would move that number 4, new business, be number 1 in new business.
Make a motion to approve the agenda as amended.
Okay. We have a motion and a
Second.
second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Appearances, acknowledgements, and correspondence. Acknowledge the September building permit report. Any additions, corrections, or discussion?
Make a motion to acknowledge the September building permit report.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Old business, number 1, hearing on sidewalk improvement assessment roll, sidewalk improvement project 20-12. Chad, do you have any comments you'd like to make on that?
I may just make a few comments, Your Honor. I filed these assessment rolls with the finance officer, all 3 of them referring to 1, 2, and 3. But so I'll talk about those collectively if I may. And these are the result of the work that was done by our contractor and or contractors in 2012 for both assessment projects, what I refer to them as, where the commission selects areas and we proceed with accomplishing the installation of sidewalk in areas where there are none through town, for both those assessment projects and also for the sidewalk inspection program projects, which includes installing sidewalk where there's deficiencies and such. This work has been accomplished. We've paid the contractor, and then this is the process of the assessment portion, where essentially these costs are recouped. And I guess I could turn it over to Jen from here, as far as any comments on the assessment process.
Not really just the next step of the process. We've gone through approving resolutions, we've had hearings. This is now the second
Second
hearing.
reading?
Yep. And from here, we will adopt the resolutions and simply continue the process.
Okay.
And I believe the administrative fees would have been waived had they paid by 5 o'clock
At
today.
this point, if they had paid by 5 o'clock tonight, we would have waived that admin fee. Now, after you approve these resolutions here tonight, they will have until November 6th to pay the assessment along with the admin fee, but without the interest. The interest kicks in
November.
after 5 p.m. on November 6th. That's all stated within these resolutions.
Okay.
Questions?
I'll move the approval of sidewalk improvement project 2012-2.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, same sign. Number 2, motion carries. Sidewalk Improvement Project 2012-4. Any discussion? If not, I'll entertain a motion.
I'll make a motion, we approve the sidewalk improvement project 2012-4.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Sidewalk Repair Project 2012-5.
Just real quick for the young ladies who might have to do some report on this later. The process we're doing now, this is the last step in the process of, the first 2 that we just talked about were areas that had no sidewalks, for the individuals who didn't hire their own contractor and had the city's contractor do it. They had till 5 o'clock tonight to pay for that contractor. Now, this is an option for them if they didn't have another method. We'll assess it towards their property taxes. So this was kind of the last, the commissioners who put this in place originally wanted to make sure there was at least some mechanism to allow them to help pay for this. This last measure is for repairs. We've also worked on areas of town just to repair sidewalks that are already existing but past their life expectancy. So that's what we're handling now. And with that, I make a motion to approve the sidewalk improvement project 2012-5.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Authorize mayor to sign emergency solutions grant with Interlakes Community Action. Would you like to step up to the mic and fill us in a little bit?
I'd be glad to tell you anything you want to know.
Okay.
My name is Steve Stoons. I'm Director of Planning at Interlakes Community Action. My office is across the street to the west. One of the services that we work on a lot throughout our service area, which is 14 counties, is assistance to homeless families. Specifically, we deal mostly with homeless families with children, because no kid should have to live on the street. Simple enough. The Emergency Solutions Grant is funding that comes down from HUD to the South Dakota Department, or the South Dakota Housing Development Authority, excuse me, and then they put it out on grants. And they have some, what's basically excess money from 2012 that they're putting out, and we're applying with your permission and your sign-off to get $110,000 of that money plus another $110,000 from another source for match to provide basically homeless prevention and rehousing for people, 29 families all told across the service area. So I'd be glad to tell you anything
Okay.
more you want to know.
So you've got the grant written and everything, and you
Yes.
just need,
Yeah, it's laying on
make
my
us
desk.
aware, and then it's a step in the
Right.
process. Okay.
The South Dakota Housing is pretty strong on transparency, where they
Mhm.
want local officials to know what's going on in their communities, which is really a good idea, so,
Mhm.
you know.
Oh, no, very good.
How would an individual seek out your help, or how do you find a,
We have offices in every county
Okay.
that we serve. We have people in those offices at least part-time, most of them are a full-time person. And we advertise through various means, so people pretty much know where we are. Usually, if we can, we're co-located with the DSS office. So we have a lot of cross referrals back and forth.
so they can walk into your office and
Yep.
ask for help, or I suppose you get referrals from
Oh, yes.
community?
And then the Department of Social Services, DSS, they let you know if there's someone that,
Usually,
or
yeah,
kind of,
it's working.
some way or another, get
Yeah,
get
right,
you
yeah.
together.
Yep.
Okay, very good.
We don't have enough money, and they don't either, that we can afford to fight. So we really have to work together, and we make it a point to do that, so.
No, that sounds great. Okay. Any
Oh.
other discussion?
I'll make a motion to authorize the mayor to sign the Emergency Solutions Grant for Interlakes Community Action.
Okay.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Thanks, Steve.
Can I
Thank-
get that tomorrow?
Do you have it with you?
Yeah, actually.
Okay. I could do it tonight.
Well, geez.
Okay, Resolution 2013-31. Adopt assessment roll levy assessments for sidewalk improvement project 2012-2.
Just first
Chad, would
reading
you
on
want to
this
address
year's-
that?
Excuse me?
First reading on this year's, right?
Thank you.
Thank you.
New business,
New business, new number one.
number one.
Yeah, resolution number 2013-31, which says adopt assessment roll and levy assessments for sidewalk improvement
Are they listed
2012-2.
twice, or is,
The hearing,
We had the hearing.
We had
By the
the
hearing, then we
Right.
passed them all at the same
Right.
time then.
Okay, so then on these,
Okay.
can we lump these into one?
You
They're-
already did it.
We already,
You already,
We had
Okay,
the
so we
hearing,
basically
voted.
have them on here twice.
you have to list them for the hearing.
Hearing.
Because the hearing is at 5:35, so you have to list
We,
them
we
for
could have had the
hearing.
hearing, then come back down later and then voted on it. We
Right.
Sounds good.
Just did
All
it.
jumped the
right.
gun and did them both at the same time.
So then we are at number 5. Authorize the mayor to sign the sponsored research agreement with SDSU.
authorizing them by project number and not resolution number? Well, we approve them by project numbers and not resolution numbers? Is that okay?
Yes.
Okay.
Chad, is that something you'd like to address?
Absolutely. I can do that. This was an item that was contemplated in years past, and it wasn't the right time for that. And we proceeded to discuss this during the budget time, and this is a 3-year project that create a partnership by this agreement with South Dakota State University. And if I may, there's some good literature in the document itself, and in particular, if I would like to, under Exhibit A, which is really the proposal, the portion other than Exhibit A in the agenda packet is kind of the legal components that David Jenks has reviewed. We've reviewed those together, but if I may, I would like to just read a little bit of a couple portions of this that would be beneficial and better describing it than my own words at this time, and then I can answer questions. Under Section 1, pavement management is a concept that involves the coordination, scheduling, and accomplishment of all activities performed by a highway agency in the process of providing adequate pavement for the public. The system approach to pavement management is a rational, highly structured process that attempts to achieve the best value possible for the public funds expended to provide pavements. And then furthermore, briefly, in Section 6, expected outcome, for this project, we expect to develop a pavement management system capable to predict what will happen with the city roadway system, to manage the funds, to maintain it, and to anticipate changes in the city system, and to clearly show the needs to the boards, city commission, and taxpayers. The study will provide an illustration of how pavement managed system can address the city's needs for pavement maintenance and rehabilitation, and provide educational training. The results can be directly incorporated into the city's road improvement plan and have an immediate impact. The training will educate the city staff the concepts of inventory, condition assessment, performance modeling, and economic analysis. And there's much more in here that in great detail, but I thought those were a couple excerpts that provides a relatively good summary. And I believe that is very much consistent with the discussions we've had during the budget deliberations when we were planning for this project. This is a 2014 project. No funds will be expended till 2014, but this should give us an opportunity to have some pre-meetings for this project with those folks and the researchers at SDSU.
And the question I was asked by Kate Yellow earlier today, and I passed it on to Fred, forgetting that Fred was on vacation this week, so I'm not sure if they got an answer or not. They asked how soon this project would start.
It will officially start in 2014.
Okay, but does that mean January or probably not?
January.
Okay.
Like I said, we may have some pre-meetings with
Okay.
SDSU's approval of such, if they're willing to meet, but there will be no funds expended until
Sure.
2014, and that's when the real research work and.
But when they start doing the coring, and that'll probably be after the frost comes out of the ground and.
Correct.
Okay.
When you say start, there's some work that'll happen leading
Yes.
up to the
Yes.
coring, some preparation, some meetings, some scoping, the selection of the appropriate software and so on and so forth. But the actual work in the field would not be until the summer of 2014, correct? Yeah.
And for the young ladies that are here, what we're doing with this project is SDSU has students in that are learning these processes. And what they'll do is, we'll pick certain areas of town, and what they'll do is they'll come and they'll have a drill that takes a core. And you know what a core looks like when you pull it out and that? Then you shove it out of there and you see the blacktop and the gravel underneath, and it gives us an idea of not only what the condition the street surface is that we look at, but it gives us an indication of how the substrate is underneath the road. And so that'll kind of give us a plan of action in terms of these streets need to be repaired sooner than these because the underneath in that is going to fall apart. And they'll fall apart from underneath rather than from on top. So that's what the study is, and there'll be some SDSU students involved in doing those cores, and then, you know, from that, they can give the recommendations. So,
Your Honor, if I may also, I should also point out that this project was anticipated, the project cost, you will note in this document, is about $90,000. That's very similar to the price that was estimated in '09. One additional benefit, I'll call it, that we've realized in our discussions with this researcher, proposed researcher, is there's a, you'll notice the acronym MPC on page 13 of 13 of the agreement. That stands for Mountain Plains Consortium. That's a group of about 7 universities, including South Dakota State University, North Dakota State University, and some others that they partner with what they deem through a review process as quality projects. They've agreed to partner with us on this project and will contribute $32,000 roughly towards this $90,000 project. Again, it's a 3-year project, and so we're very pleased that we were able to coordinate with them and defray some of the costs to us as a local agency. I think this group sees this as potentially a model project, because, you know, we're not the only jurisdiction going through challenges managing our pavements. So many of other agencies in South Dakota and across the United States deal with pavement management and asset management issues in general, and this is really going to be a great project to help us get a better understanding of what we need, what kind of investments we need to maintain the quality of pavement that the commission ultimately decides what level we choose to decide, and then we can use this model, I think, in going forward for others as well. The Federal Highway, who contributes to this MPC, you know, they contribute a lot of dollars that go into all these different communities, and so I think it's a good investment on their part for this project. And I think it shows the quality of the proposal that we've developed here.
I think that for the people at home watching this, I think the important thing to keep in mind is we're trying to get proactive here in our street assessment for our roads. This is a step that we need. It's easy to, you know, when you look at this, you go, why do we need this? We can see which roads need to be fixed. Well, yeah, this is going to be used hand in hand with the experts in our street department. They can see what the emergency ones are. That's easy to tell. But once we get past that and we look at 4 roads that look in about the same condition, this is going to tell us which ones we need to invest more money in first and prioritize and allow us to take that next step. Now that we're going to have some resources to keep ahead of it, so we don't have to rip down to the base every time because we waited too long. Now we can do some maintenance work ahead of time. This is going to tell us where to go when everything looks the same. You know, like I said, you look at 4 roads, they all look the same. There might be one of them that's in much dire need of maintenance, and this is going to help us with that, keep ahead of it, and do intelligent maintenance work rather than just flipping a coin and saying,
Smart
I guess
use
we'll
of
go
the
here.
dollars.
Instead of, much to our dismay, instead of going, oh, the Commissioner's Street, we'll go there next.
yeah.
This will allow them to tell which is really the appropriate place to go, once you get past the stuff that's easy to see. So,
Which is usually the potholes.
yeah, I mean, everybody sees those. This study is not to tell us, oh my gosh, this road's just about gone, it's down to gravel, we should go there first. This is gonna tell us the good roads we have out there now, which ones are deteriorating at a faster rate than the one 2 blocks away. So,
Yes, thank you very much, Commissioner Dillard. Making the right investment at the right time is, as you've heard me say that before, that's a big part of this.
All right, any further discussion?
I would make a motion to authorize the mayor to sign the research agreement with South Dakota State University.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Those opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Applications for temporary alcohol license, Dakota State University Foundation and Aramark. Jen, do you have any information you want to add to that?
Just what's in front of you, October 19th is the date, it's a one-day license, for your approval.
Okay.
Make a motion to approve the application for temporary alcohol license for Dakota State Foundation Airmark.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Okay, and we have listed on here an executive session. So, with that,
I'll move that we go into executive session.
Second.
okay, we have a motion and a second to go into executive session. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, same sign. Motion carries. So we are in executive session.